Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So at the end of March, I'm off on holiday. So I want to get Movie Mondays recorded for the next 5 weeks, I think, including this one. So I'm gonna cover the rest of March and the first 2 weeks of April, which covers the week after I get back as well. So I want to try and do that. I'm gonna watch two movies today, but you'll see one today and one next week. They are both Ryan Reynolds Netflix movies that I heard mixed reviews on, but they've been on my list since they got released. I never got around to watching them, but now I got the chance to do it. So we're gonna watch the Adam Project now, and then next week the Red Notice. Is it the one with The Rock and not Margot Robbie? Sorry, Gal Gadot. That one. So I'm gonna watch that one next week, but actually after this movie straight away, both in one recording, but two videos. So yeah, you get the point. And I think in the weeks after I might watch a couple Tarantino movies. I'm looking at Kill Bill 1, Volume 1 and 2. I have seen the first one, but yeah, I'll get to that when you see it. But for now, the Adam Project. I remember seeing the trailer. So Ryan Reynolds is like, I don't know, I need to get context, but he's like a space traveler or a time traveler, and he goes back to Earth to meet himself as a kid. That's as much context as I got. Interesting. So the kid is a troublemaker who likes playing video games and getting to fights at school. Although in the scene in this movie he was getting beaten up, but he did have a big mouth. But he still got, it wasn't really like a two-sided fight. He was getting bullied. But still, yeah, he lost his dad like a year ago in terms of the movie timeline, and he was a bit of a troublemaker. So just him and his mother, and I'm guessing adult version of him, who's Ryan Reynolds, finds him, and I don't know why he finds him. It's a very interesting time travel movie. Most movies, you change the past, you change everything, directly change the future. Then there's the Marvel version, which is like separate timelines, like a multiverse. And then in this one, it's kind of hard to explain, but like there's one set timeline for yourself, so you can go back and change things, but it will change your set timeline. I've not explained it well at all, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, he was supposed to go back to 2018, and he landed 4 years later. In 2018, the villain Sorian, she went back and altered the past related to Ryan Reynolds' father in this movie. I mean, his name's Adam. It's called the Adam Project. So his father, before he died, had an Adam Project, and Sorian went back in time to 2018 to, I guess, give her old self intel. It's not really fully explained yet. I'm about 45 minutes into the movie. There's 1 hour left. But yeah, it's interesting. We've met Zoe Saldana, who's in this movie. I don't know if she's in this movie, but she is his wife. And the interactions between her and his younger self, and also his younger self and himself, are actually quite funny. It's quite interesting to see like a younger and older version of the same person. It's very well acted out. I like where it is going. So far, it's a good movie. But I'm looking. I don't know where they're going to go with this. It's a futuristic time travel movie. He's got like a lightsaber style weapon. Villains have an army of soldiers in scary black suits. It's I'm only saying Star Wars because the kid in the movie compared it to Star Wars, compared his weapon to Star Wars, but you can see some similarities there. It feels like a sci-fi movie with time travel in it. But yeah, I think the plan is to go back in time to stop the invention of time travel, and apparently that will fix everything. Hopefully they stick the landing. Because it's got an interesting concept, but there's many movies that have an interesting concept and are interesting to start with, but don't execute the storyline well. Hopefully this one executes as well. So there was a really cool plane chase sequence. It was two planes, but it was like futuristic planes, like sci-fi planes. And there's a sequence where he stops the plane's engine to drop from the sky and then stops it right before the ground. It was such a cool sequence on screen. It was so good. And also Mark Ruffalo's playing the dad. Did they just get Marvel characters to play in this movie? That's what it seems like. So Deadpool married Gamora from Guardians, and Deadpool's father is the Hulk. That's what we're getting from this. I love how Mark Ruffalo realizes within like a few words that Adam's his son. Even the older version, he realizes that's his son. His older version that he doesn't know. He doesn't know the adult version of his son. He just knows the kid. He has no idea. And yet he looks at the adult version of his son and he's like, Adam? He knows. he just knows. Which is even more, what's even more interesting is, like, he had a conversation with Adam's mum. With his mum. His mum didn't realize. Usually it's like, you know, in storylines, usually it's like, not the storylines, just like in life. Usually it's the mother that always knows her child, right? Maybe it's not always, but a lot of the time. I just thought it was intriguing how he had a conversation with his mother and she didn't realize that was her son she was talking to, but the father noticed straight away. I just thought that was quite intriguing. I'm not saying a father can't notice. I'm just saying that's something that people associate more with a mother, that she always knows her son. I just thought that was interesting. So the villain Marion, like Marion in the past, she works with Adam's dad to invent time travel. So Marion is the villain in the future. So she's gone back to talk to her past self, to tell her past self that he's going to betray you. Basically warn her that they're trying to destroy time travel and they've got to try and stop it, because if you destroy the concept of time travel, the villain can no longer do what she's doing. So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I thought there'd be some sort of like aliens involved, but it's literally just humans versus humans. Future humans and present humans and past humans. Also, Soren's the name of the company. So her name's Maya. I heard them say Maya and Soren. I thought that was just two names. Yeah, that makes more sense now. The way Maya dies is so funny. She brought it on herself. It's like, it's, you know what, it's karma. It's like, it's karma working in its best form. That was unbelievable. I was just like, that's how she goes out. Fair enough. That's actually quite fitting. There's a very nice, emotional father to son moment between the father and the adult version of Adam. It's a really touching scene. Really well done. This is a great movie about fathers, actually. Well, one specific father, but like it was a very good storyline. And I feel like the adult Adam, he got the closure he needed from this conversation as well. So like, yeah, it's an amazing father to son scene. Father to sons, actually, because he's seeing two versions of his son while also already having his own version. He knows three Adams right now. It would be a bit crazy if they were to meet the other Adam as well, but that would just I think that would screw up a lot. I say at the end, there's apparently 15 minutes left. Maybe it's mostly credits, I don't know. It's an hour and a half into the movie, so that was a good movie. I like it as an ending as well. It's like it doesn't set up a sequel. There's nothing like at the end that teases anything. It has like a proper ending. So they had this movie with their father, then they go back to their main timelines. The kid's back with his mum, and then you skip. Well, I mean, I don't know where. Like, does he go back to 2050? I don't know, but like we go back to the scene where he meets his wife, where he meets Zoe Saldana in like a uni lecture. So yeah, I don't know if that's like where he went back to, or whether that's just a flashback. But either way, that's a very nice ending. You get to see how he met the love of his life. But yeah, had a nice ending, and I liked it. It was better than I expected it to be. Wasn't a masterpiece, but it was definitely worth watching for me. So yeah, that was. I had a salmon en croûte before watching this movie. I'm losing my voice, but yeah, that was a well done movie. I really liked that. So let's move on. Also, there was comedy as well, but it wasn't that bad. It was, you know, it wasn't that funny, but it wasn't that bad. But it was a good storyline, and I think they did it quite well. So I'm gonna give it a rating of 8 out of 10. It's solid. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. I was going to say moving on to the next movie, but that's the next video. I'll see you next week for the I think Red Notice is the name of it. Goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever